So the sandworms seen in the movie Dune and Dune Part 2 are monstrous creatures of a planet called Arrakis. They are subterranean creatures that produce the spice mélange as a byproduct of their life cycle. A set of life stages that see them grow and transform from tiny sandtrouts to 3 meters or 10 feet long juveniles, and then grow over the span of hundreds of years to reach a large average adult size of 400 to 450 meters or 1300 to 1500 feet long. Of course, there are bigger ones like Paul's worm, but for the sake of this video, we will only take in the average adult sizes of these desert beasts and see if there are movie monsters that have surpassed them by scale. For your information, we will not include the planet-sized entities like Ego, like the Celestials like Unicron or Galactus, just the extremely large ones below that cosmic tier list. So let's get to it. Firstly, from the movie The Wrath of the Titans, Kronos is portrayed as the father of the gods, as the main evil titan that had been dormant for thousands of years, and by the timeline of the movie, he is due for a catastrophic awakening. Here in this flick, Kronos is depicted as a mountain-sized lava giant that has magma powers and properties. The only way to kill him was by the combined powers of the 3 weapons of the 3 main gods, Hades, Poseidon and Zeus. This will form a weapon that was thrown into Kronos' heart from his mouth by Perseus on top of a Pegasus. The official size for Kronos here is 500 meters or 1640 feet in height. Then next, surprisingly, we also have Godzilla Earth here in this list. And yeah, I can already hear the whispers and withheld voices saying, "Oh, but Godzilla Earth is only 300 meters and sandworms are 450 meters. Well, what if I prove you wrong and tell you that the 300 meters is actually Godzilla's height, and that the Big G also has a very long tail, which when taken into consideration puts him at an estimated length of 550 meters, which means around 1800 feet long, and since the worms are also calculated by length, that means Godzilla Earth is in fact way larger and more robust than the Shai-Hulud. Next we have Surtur from Thor Ragnarok. This here is a fire demon from one of the 9 realms called Muspelheim, and he exists only to fulfill a mysterious prophecy called Ragnarok, where he is destined to bring an end to Asgard. So firstly, in the movie, he was only seen to be around the size of the 2005 Kong or so, but when his crown was placed in the eternal fire of Asgard, he grew to immense proportions, able to thrust his sword into the heart of the realm eternal and destroy it. Here in the end, he would have been anywhere between 500 meters and 1 kilometer tall, so definitely larger than a sandworm. Then next, in Star Wars Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back, an exogot or a space slug was seen for the very first time. This is a silicon-based sentient creature that inhabits asteroids. It takes pride in maintaining a harmonious ecosystem within its body. One known individual, Psi-O, lived in the Hoth asteroid belt and was said to be 1 billion years old, which is considered young for their species. This exogoth can grow up to 900 meters long and is known for its patience and peaceful nature. Well, sort of, as well as their ability to create stable ecosystems within their bodies where many species can coexist peacefully. We also have the Karathan. So coming from the movie Aquaman of the abandoned DCEU franchise, the Karathan is an enormous sentient sea creature of great age, considered one of the most powerful beings on Earth. For millennia, she has protected the Trident of Atlan in a hidden sea, which is like a world within a world. She aids Aquaman later in his mission to avert war between the humans of the surface world and the sea dwellers in the war for Atlantis. When she emerged into the oceanic floor from beneath it, she was seen to be truly gigantic, overshadowing entire armies, and was later said to be 2 miles or 3.2 kilometers long. That means 8 times as long as a sandworm. The adult Clover Monster. So seen first in the movie Cloverfield, this creature was truly enormous but wasn't anywhere the size of these true giants in this list, even though it was stated to be around 60 meters or 200 feet in the movie. That might be a titan size, but still cute here. Anyway, in the follow-up movie called Cloverfield Paradox, in the end of the movie, this relatively small giant had grown into adulthood, and here it was seen to be towering over the clouds, which some say are stratocumulus clouds of the troposphere, which often form at around 2 kilometers above the surface. This would mean that the monster towering above these clouds was standing with its feet in the ocean floor, and that would make it over 5 kilometers tall at least. The even bigger monsters are the Drew Jahad from the Hellboy movies, also known as the Serpents or the Bees. These are 7 who are one and the 7 gods of chaos. They are a group of powerful entities that exist in space and are the main antagonists in the universe of Hellboy. Unlike the dragon-like beings from their comic book source, the Orc Drew Jahad from the film, designed by Wayne Barlow, resemble more like the Great Old Ones and the outer gods of the Cthulhu mythos, appearing as massive cephalopods more than 5 kilometers in size, with crustacean-like limbs and giant tentacles. They also have a Lovecraftian outer god attitude, so to say, meaning that they are indifferent towards human lives, and this can be understandable as we are but specks of dust compared to them. Number 8. Apophis. So, coming from the movie Gods of Egypt, there exists an entity called Apophis, which is a demonic deity that resides in the realm of shadow, also known as the 10th region of the night, which is shown to be outer space in the flick. So this monster represents entropy, and Apophis here seeks to consume all of creation starting with Egypt and all the gods there. He is constantly put at bay by the powers of the sun god Ra, and at one point of time, when Ra was incapacitated, Apophis dived down to the planet to consume all of it, and in this scene he was equal to a shadowy worm the size of an entire city. Then we have the Summa verminoth. Seen in a movie called Solo: A Star Wars Story, the Summa verminoth is a truly gigantic monster that exists in the vacuum of space, more specifically in the Arrakis gravity maelstrom, surrounded by black holes, interstellar gas, and asteroids. This creature resembles a jellyfish or a Portuguese man-o'-war, but more monstrous in appearance and kilometers long, again more specifically 7,432 meters long or 7.4 kilometers. It has a large bulbous head with numerous eyes and possesses electrified tentacles that it uses to ensnare prey. These Summa verminoth creatures are less studied and showcased in Star Wars, and hence they are still enigmatic creatures. And the biggest here in this list is Void Gidora. So Void Gidora is a 3-headed dragon mentioned in the 2018 anime film Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle, mentioned there, and later appeared in its sequel called Godzilla the Planet Eater. This monstrous entity is described as existing and originating from an extra-dimensional void, appearing as a golden 3-headed dragon with very long necks. Throughout its existence, Ghidorah has used supergravity to consume numerous worlds, and now threatens Earth. Being made of energy rather than physical matter, Ghidorah can traverse dimensions, and it is said to be colossal in size, around 20 kilometers in length, so that means 30 to 40 times bigger than Godzilla Earth, who is also in this list, and therefore completely dwarfing the Dune Sandworms too. So again, we did not include the planet-sized entities like Ego, Galactus, Unicron, or the Celestials. Now those are the 10 movie monsters bigger than the Dune Sandworms. So if you like this video, then watch this other one as well, and if you want to browse for other content on monsters, then check out our channel. We might just have things you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, fam.